All right, we'll call to order the Stevensville Town Council meeting for Thursday, December 23rd, 2021. Ms. Berthoud, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Allen?
Here.
Councilmember Ludington?
Here.
Councilmember Wandler? Mayor Dewey.
Here. If you'd please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, at this time we'll open the floor for public comments from citizens on items that are not listed on tonight's agenda. Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to the approval of minutes. The council has before them December 9th, 2021 meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second? I'll second. Okay, it's been moved by Ms. Allen and seconded by Mr. Ludington to approve December 9th's minutes. Council discussion? Public comment?
104 Winslet Ave. I just had a question. I'm not sure what claim number it is on the $8,000 for the picnic tables.
We're on the minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said claims.
Is there any public comment on the minutes? All right, hearing none, we'll call for the vote. Ms. Berthoud?
Councilmember Allen?
Aye.
Councilmember Ludington? Aye. Councilmember Wandler?
Aye.
All right, motion passed unanimously. The next item on the council's agenda is approval of the biweekly claims. Council has claims 17181, and there's a correction on the agenda through 17229. There are additional claims on the sheet before you tonight to ensure we get all the bills paid before the end of the year. Because it was previously mentioned, I'm not sure exactly what the question is, but I'll just brief on the picnic table purchase. It's being purchased with Gene Thomas beautification money. This was a request by the Park Board and was included in the Parks Department work plan for the fiscal year 22. So that was something I believe Mr. Sunstang briefed the council on during budget discussions as to what part of that funding would go towards. So that's the explanation behind that purchase. Is there a motion to approve the claims from council?
Motion to approve the claims as presented.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Ludington and seconded by Ms. Wandler to approve the claims as presented. Council discussion? Public comment?
Nicholson, 222 Turner Street. Claim number 17217. It's my favorite one, the HDR engineering report. This one is the highest I've seen all year as far as the engineering report, $10,410. Could I get any elaboration on what that's specifically for?
That charge is, I'd have to pull the invoice to be more specific, but I think it's to end or to wrap up the water system preliminary engineering report. So the council requested changes to that preliminary engineering report at a previous meeting. HDR is accommodating those changes. It's not as simple as going in and editing a Word document. There's engineering that goes behind it, so there's a cost in doing so. So preliminary engineering report costs are going to be high. When we signed on to the preliminary engineering report, we had a contracted price for that report, and this is a portion of that price.
Okay, thank you.
Any further public comment on the claims? Okay, hearing none, we'll call for the vote. Ms. Berthoud?
Councilmember Allen?
Aye.
Councilmember Ludington?
Aye.
Councilmember Wandler?
All right, motion passes. All right, moving on in the agenda, the town council has scheduled tonight a public hearing for the proposed subdivision regulations that have been passed on by the Planning and Zoning Board. However, it's been brought to our attention that the notice we provided in the newspaper was inadequate for holding a public hearing and taking action on those subdivision regulations. Because of that inadequate notice, we're going to forego a public hearing and decision this evening and leave it up to the next administration to move forward on getting that rescheduled and properly noticed and taking action. So we don't necessarily need to hold a public hearing this evening unless council is absolutely inclined to do so. You're not the council that's making the decision on those subdivision regulations, and so I hate to waste your time. All right. Hearing no objections, we'll move on in the agenda then. New business item A is irrelevant, so we'll move into new business item B. Discussion decision, consent to the mayor's appointment of Keith Nyholm as firefighter cadet.
I'll make a motion to consent to the mayor's appointment of Keith Nyholm as a firefighter cadet.
Is there a second?
Second the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Ludington and seconded by Ms. Wandler to consent to the mayor's appointment of Keith Nyholm as a firefighter cadet. Council discussion? Public comment? Okay, hearing none, we'll call for the vote. Ms. Berthoud?
Councilmember Allen, Councilmember Ludington,
Aye.
and Councilmember Wandler.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Next item is new business item C, discussion decision, consent to the mayor's appointment of Eric Wilson as firefighter cadet.
I'll make a motion to consent to the mayor's appointment of Eric Wilson, firefighter cadet.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Ms. Allen, seconded by Mr. Ludington to consent to the mayor's appointment of Eric Wilson as firefighter cadet. Council discussion? Public comment? All right, hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Councilmember Allen, Councilmember Ludington, Councilmember Wandler.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. For the executive report, I do have some remarks I'll make at the end of the meeting, but in report fashion, I'm pleased to report to the council that we have closed on the Willoughby property for a listing price of $260,000. That signing happened yesterday and has been recorded, so we no longer own that property. The amount of $243,000 went into the bank today, so that's been recorded in the financial system as well as in the banking system, and is all accounted for. The reason, obviously, that the purchase price and the disparity between purchase price and the actual amount of cash that went into the bank has to do with the commissions that you pay realtors as well as filing fees and all those things. So, yeah, no, we did well on that property, and that's now behind us. Anything else? Mark? Council comments? Any takers? Okay. Oh, Mr. Ludington.
I would just like to thank the administrative staff and the fire chief and the Chief Sosa and Mr. Overstreet for their commitment to the town, and for Ms. Berthoud as well, for those people who are moving forward with the next administration. I appreciate your commitment to the town of Stevensville, and wish you the best of luck as we move forward. Looking forward to what's going to be happening after the new year.
Okay. Is there any further council comments? Ms. Wandler?
I gave a little speech last time, so I'll do another one today. To the incoming mayor, Mr. Gibson, I wish you success during your tenure as mayor. As a lifetime citizen of the town of Stevensville, it is my wish that we can return to the friendly town that I grew up in, not the civil war zone that has been going on the last 20 years. No one applies for a position in the city with the intention of doing all they can to cause dissension in our hometown. To the new city council members, oh, there's one here, Stacy. I believe you have applied for your position with the hopes of representing the majority of the citizens in your ward. I have learned during my short time on the council that not all citizens in Stevensville share my opinion, but I have listened to their sides and shared my thoughts. It has been interesting to hear many half-truths, slanderous comments, and issues that needed to be researched before comments are made. It is not your responsibility to answer phone calls on your home phone at 2 o'clock in the morning. The town will set up a personal account in your home in Stevensville, townofstevensville.com, where citizens can ask you questions and leave opinions for you to share. I wish you well, Stacy. And Cindy, if you're on the internet. Mayor Dewey, thank you for the opportunity to work with you. I feel that you have made some outstanding progress in moving ahead in our community. Every prior mayor, barring none, you have made mistakes, but you have addressed a lot of serious problems that were not addressed by the prior administrators, including water leaks, development standards, parks improvements, just to name a few. I hope that you and your family know that Stevensville is a better place to live because of your tenure as mayor. Outgoing council members, Jamie, Paul, and Sydney, it has been a pleasure to work with each of you. Each of you has a unique impact on our town. You should be proud of your contribution to the community. The town is losing 3 outstanding citizens. It has been a pleasure to work with all of you. To the citizens of Stevensville, stay involved with your city council members and mayor. Don't listen to negative comments. Be respectful of other citizens' opinions. Listen and relay your thoughts. Be positive. Negativity breeds hate, and we all have felt more of that than our town needs. Our energy should focus on positivity. Whatever that word, you know what that is. We all know what is said about assumptions, but I say assumptions become gospel when repeated. We want Stevensville to be respected and progressive in the news. Let's all work together to make Stevensville a better place to live. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any other council comments? Any board reports from the council?
I'll make a short, quick little comment on behalf of the airport board. There is an organization in the state of Montana called Red Sleighs Over Montana, which is a group of airplane pilots, airplane and helicopter pilots that fly into airports in December to give away gifts for needy children and that sort of thing. They did that at Stevensville Airport on Tuesday. We took the entire 2nd grade class up there. They had 2 airplanes come in, gave them all gifts, and Tim and Craig Thomas were ecstatic. They were very excited. It was a big deal. They had just come from Hamilton, where they were met by 2 firefighters. So they were really excited to see a bunch of children there, and the kids had a great time. So the Stevensville Airport showed themselves very well this week, and I'm proud of them. They did a nice job.
Any other board reports? Okay. Anticipating this would be a short meeting, I thought I'd stretch it out a minute. So I do have some final remarks I'd like to make. The advantage to being on your way out the door is that you can, for the most part, say whatever you want on your way out with very little consequence. And I'm sure many can maybe imagine what I'd like to say. And because there are young ears in the room, and I'm more interested in modeling positive behavior than getting things off my chest, I'll refrain from saying what I really think about those who have done the most harm to this community. Admittedly, I did not accomplish a single thing on my own over the last 4 years as the mayor. Everything that was accomplished, we accomplished together, and accomplished more together than any single person could or will on their own. Together, we rapidly moved the town of Stevensville into an era of efficiency and innovation. All of those fancy computer programs that a few complain we spent too much on are what will more than likely save the new administration as they face staffing challenges. We're a smarter town today than we were just 4 years ago, with an updated website, live streaming, and increased access to meetings, improved water bill payment methods online. Physically, we've invested nearly $3 million into better equipment for public works, the fire department, the police department. Those investments also include infrastructure projects that made physical improvements to Stevensville. With those investments, we're still financially healthy. The town is not bankrupt. Today, the general fund balance is over $385,000. And total cash in the bank equals over $4.0 million. That's $1 million higher than in 2018 when I took office. The bottom line is that throughout this administration, we've been responsible with your dollars. And we have strengthened your town's financial status. We've done so much to improve the services we offer to our community as well. Of our size, we do so much more than communities with our population and budget. We've built programs that have helped people and improved the livability experience of our town, like the Parks and Recreation Department, snow removal planning, and community engagement efforts. As an organization, the town of Stevensville has been more engaged and connected with the community than ever before. So much of this could not have been possible without the groundwork and progress that was made under the tenure of Mayor Gene Mimmack. He, along with the forward-thinking council members and staff of that era, set the stage for our successes today. At the last meeting, I recognized the council and thanked you for your service, and while those sentiments remain unchanged, my staff deserves some time in the spotlight too. Today, we say goodbye to some of the most dedicated public servants to have worked for Stevensville, specifically Wendy Planty, Laura Miller, Nancy Olson, and Bobby Sunstang. In addition, Audrey Tribbency is added to this group of distinguished staff. These people, individually and collectively, should be revered for their work and contributions in such a relatively short period of time for this town. Their selfless service and accomplishments are what has made my time in office worthwhile. We're almost there. My family, who many of are likely watching tonight, have also been so supportive of me, my wife especially, who gave me little sympathy 3 months after moving into this job and considering resignation. She responded, "Aw, didn't anyone tell you this was going to be hard?" Many have wondered why, after the literal shit show that my family and I have been drugged through over in the past 4 years, hadn't I resigned? The answer is that Tasha held the hammer to break the glass and to the escape button. And her resolve and commitment to my success was greater than I ever thought it could be. She is truly an unsung hero in this community. There's one last person that I need to thank before we leave tonight. He's received some attention for his contributions, although not necessarily in the most constructive way, and he's been with me in this job since day one. Just this week, he proved to me that my demonstration of good service has paid off when he shared his career aspirations over a bowl of cereal, a list of plenty that included primarily public service. Carter, despite the toxicity that has found a way to thrive around us at times, has kept a smile on his face no matter what. Sure, he's young and perhaps doesn't quite understand the dynamics in the same way we do as adults, but I think that is the point. Smile and be better tomorrow. Because of you, Carter, I, along with the organization, were strong advocates for youth and families. We were active in conversations that affected kids and families, and we implemented programs to support them too. That hallmark of my administration that few administrations can take credit for may be the thing I'm most proud of, and Carter has a share in that success. He's the aspiration, along with my daughter. He's here with me tonight by his own choice, and he's currently regretting that decision, and I couldn't be prouder as a dad. We achieved something never done in our community, or many others for that matter. A late 20-something became the mayor of his hometown, did so with a toddler in tow and a young family. That in of itself is something we should all be proud of. But the fact we achieved progress in the environment that we did is more so noteworthy. I wish the best of luck to the new administration and the council. You have been given an amazing gift to be handed in the organization in the good state that it is. I wasn't as fortunate. While imperfect in some ways, I hope you navigate the challenges that you will inherit with success. You won't see me at council meetings as the former mayor professing my interpretation of the law, which is undoubtedly more accurate than others. You will see me engaged when it is appropriate, though. You will hear from me when an issue affects me as a citizen and as a parent in Stevensville. Finally, thank you to my supporters and detractors equally. You held me to a higher standard than likely any of the 33 men and women who have held this position before me. Because of that high standard, although it seemed unfair at times, our organization is stronger and I'm better for it. I'm looking forward to some downtime that allows for reruns of Paw Patrol and Sesame Street and the opportunity to reconnect with civilian life. I appreciate the responsibility that Stevensville has given me as mayor, and I wish only the best for Montana's first best place. With that, Carter, it's your turn. We talked about the last council meeting at dinner the other night, and Carter said, well, I'd like to go and adjourn. So you get to knock the gavel, and we'll adjourn for the year. Thanks, everyone.